welcome to a Whip Wednesday Knockout. Oh gosh, I always mix up those words. It's actually Wednesday Wip Knockout, not like it matters totally, but welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. These lives are so much fun. They are amazing. I've been playing with this live over in my behind the scenes channel, and I'm finally ready to bring it here to you all on my main channel. What this live is a very structured Whip Knockout. So please take an opportunity to go grab three projects that have been waiting for you to work on them for a while, something that you have started, haven't finished. Maybe it's been bothering you that you haven't had an opportunity to give it any time and attention. Grab three of them if you can. If you can only find one, that's totally fine too. If you are one of those very rare wonders of a person where you only have one project at a time, that's great. Grab your one project. If you are somebody that doesn't crochet or you just don't feel like crocheting today, grab three things to do, whether it's maybe three coloring pages, or if you are doing, I don't know, three different crafts. Maybe you're like, I want to dabble a little bit in cross stitching, maybe some knitting, maybe some sewing, or I actually have also had people do chores where they designated three different chores during this time. This is a very structured live. So what you're going to expect with this live is 3 20-minute sessions. I have a little timer on the back. I did try to find a way to attach a timer to the live itself, but for the resources that I personally have, I couldn't make it work for the timers that I wanted. So I have my iPad here. We are going to have that sit right here so we can see it as the time is ticking down. We're going to tunnel vision. We're going to have the three sections, the three designated blocks of time. The first block of time is going to be for project number 1. We're just going to put blinders on and just only focus on the one project. Chisel away at it. Give it a little bit of forward progress. Then we'll have a 5-minute transition before the second block of time where we will be able to wrap up the first project. Maybe we're finishing a row, or maybe we just got to do a few extra things before we say, okay, I'm done. And that also gives us an opportunity to fold the project or put it away nice and neatly, grab the second project, get ourselves situated, and then we can start working on the second project in the second block of time. Between the second and the third block of time, we're going to stretch. We are actually going to be good to our bodies. We're going to do those things that we technically should be doing anyway, but it's so hard to remember to do sometimes. So between our second and third block, we are going to actually stand up and do a couple lightweight stretches that are great for our crocheter bodies. And then we'll dive into the third session, third project, and wrap up this live. So what I really appreciate about this structure is that you can come back to it easily. You can watch the replays whenever you have a block of time and you're like, you know what? I just want to have it structured. I want to focus. These replays are fantastic. Welcome, everybody. So I got 1 minute and then I'm going to start my timer. So everybody, please quickly grab your projects. Make sure you have at least the first one good to go. And then while we are working on it, if you could share with me what projects you're working on today during this block of time, I'd love to hear what you're working on. All right, so I'm watching the clock because I only want to give us a 5-minute buffer before we jump in. Want to say hi to Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Fran, welcome. Brenda, a godly man 2002. I'm glad you made it back. Welcome. I got Pat, Connie, Michelle, Heather. Welcome, everybody. So excited for you to be here. I promise that I will be diving into the comments. I will be very engaging with you during this live, because I will be needing a little bit of content to talk about during these 20-minute blocks of time. All right, the clock just turned over. It's now 2:05 my time. Got 20 minutes and begin. Now we are working on our very first project number 1, and I can slow down a little bit and give some of you some context. What's going on? What is this live? What is happening right now? So what I noticed is I myself personally am buried in whips. I have a ridiculous number of whips. It's stressing me out. And the way I put my whips together is I will take my project that I'm working on. I will take the crochet hook that I used for the project. I'll put it all together and then I set it aside. So I recently realized that I'm running out of crochet hooks. And if I were to wrap up my whips, I would have a ridiculous number of crochet hooks back where they belong. So I also am one of those people that I'm really busy, and I know that applies to so many people. Busy, and so having the time to designate to an older project is hard because usually that means I have to replace something else that I was going to do at that time, and that's really hard to do sometimes. So I have been listening to this goal setting thing that said, little bit at a time, just doing small steps will eventually lead to big change. So I'm like, okay, this is something I could do. I could work with this. And I'm like, okay, if I give an old project, just 20 minutes a week, 20 minutes, nothing. 20 minutes is nothing. I could literally just scroll on Instagram for 20 minutes and be like, what did I just do with my time? So I'm like, I could give just 20 minutes to an old project per week. And what that's doing is making at least some forward progress in the project, is chiseling away at it, even just the smallest bit. And after a while, those small steps will eventually lead to the project being done. I didn't have to sacrifice anything with my time to do that project, which is fantastic. And now I've cleared out that space for new yarn, a new project, new inspiration, or maybe I'm just finally able to give that project away to its destination it was meant to go to. So what I'm hoping with these Wednesday Wip Knockouts is that together we can slowly chisel away at the projects that we currently have around our home that we can never seem to wrap up. And yeah, so this isn't learning new things. This is just spending time like cleaning up, Okay, so we have 17 minutes in block number 1. Let me share with you the 3 projects that I brought to the live today. My first project is a personal project. I received a yarn from, I have it here. I got yarn from Arcane Fiberworks off Instagram. Arcane Fiberworks. Their colorways are just beautiful. They're all connected to nature. So if you have Instagram, you've probably most definitely have seen them. It'll have hanks of yarn and the colorways. It'll have a color palette and usually also a picture of nature, something they tried to replicate. So they'll have a picture of nature, a breakdown of what colors they could pull out of that picture, and then what they incorporated into the hank of yarn. And I just think that's beautiful because I love to feel connected to nature. Nature has so many marvelous colors. And so you're not stuck with just brown tones, just gray tones. There's so much color in nature, and it's just beautiful how what colors are put together. And so I'm a big fan of Arcane Fiberworks, and they sent me some yarn, and it's been perched on my top ledge here for quite a while because I just have this feeling like if I'm going to mess with a project, then I have to do all the things to like make a pattern and make sure that I'm ready for multiple sizes and just do a bunch of work. And I'm like, you know what, with this particular project that I'm working on right now with this yarn, I'm just going to make something for me. I'm going to write certain points down so I have a reference, but I'm going to just play. I'm going to tinker. I'm going to see if I even like it, because if I finish the whole project and then I'm like, you know what, it's not fitting the way I wanted it to, or I'm just not feeling the stitch, something, I don't want to feel like I'm instantly locked, like I've already committed. I want to feel like I can take it apart or change my mind, change my mind. Or I also want to feel like I can just like knock it out really quick without having to focus so much on details, and see if I enjoy it right away. So many times I start a project and the details end up holding me back or pausing me or causing some delay. So I am making a top right now, and this is the yarn color that it's coming out really beautiful. The name of this particular yarn is called You Give Me Butterflies. So if you're curious to check out that yarn, I also got a DK weight, so a size 3. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on. I'm going to tinker with it. We got about a little less than 14 minutes left on the clock for block 1. Then the second thing that I'm working on, I'll probably do this 1 second. Just a soap sack. I have some yarn that I have a lot of cotton yarn. Some of it's a discontinued yarn, and I am running a soap sack campaign right now for the month of September, if you were unaware. And so I am just taking this opportunity to clean up some of the yarn that I've just had for 3 years now. That's just been sitting there waiting for me to do something with it. And I am going to use it to make some soap sacks. So that's going to be my second block of time. And then the third block of time, I'm going to be making granny squares. I have Pound of Love, Lion Brand Pound of Love. I ended up buying this yarn when it was on sale at Joann's. Yeah, it was Joann's. And it was like a crazy, I just stumbled on a crazy sale. It was so cheap. I couldn't say no. So I got 4 colors, these 3, and then grab it. It's right over here. Sugar cookie. Got yarn strands everywhere. So I got these 4 colors. I was fortunate enough when I was doing a video on colors that work together, like how to pick colors for your project. I think I did this video for my crochet club, actually. It was one of the questions they asked, and I answered it in one of our lives. They're like, how do you pick colors to go with each other? And the big trick that I do, because I'm not naturally good at picking which colors will go together. Like when I do, they usually end up being like in a gradient or like I'm all right. I'm not great, but something to help me out is I go on Pinterest and I look up color palettes, and they have some beautiful color palettes put together. They sometimes have inspiration on where they pulled the color palettes from. And I'm going to crochet and talk at the same time so I can at least chisel away at this project a little bit. I end up getting distracted with talking, which you'll find out pretty soon. Watching enough of these lives with me, I get distracted with my talking. But yeah, they come up with gorgeous colors that you're like, really? Those colors? They actually do they look good together. I like that. Okay. I will find like 5 different color palettes that I really like, something that's vibing with what I'm trying to create. And the reason why I pick 5 is because, yeah, color palettes are fantastic. They're great at showing you what colors look good together. But the next step is then finding if there is yarn in that color. And is there yarn in that color at the store that you are currently at? So oftentimes there is a limited number of colors available at the store. I mean, if you're buying online, obviously more opportunities, more options open up for you. But if you're at the store, the options are limited. So I try to pick 5 color palettes. So that way, if like one color palette, man, the store only had 2 colors of yarn in that color palette. So that's not going to work. Or another color palette be like, oh, they had like 3 colors in the color palette, but I wanted more than that. So usually if I bring 5, one of the color palettes will end up being close enough where I can get all the colors that I want. And that situation happened. I went to Joann's with a couple color palettes that I really wanted to try to find yarn for. And they had this big sale going on. I was like, wow, how did I luck out with that? And the colors were close enough to the picture. And I was like, yes, yes. So I'm really excited about that project. I'm making a bunch of granny squares, and then I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to do with them, but it's a project that I haven't really seen out there yet. So I'm excited to bring that to the table. I'm excited to get in my creative brain and tinker and do something that will be fun, resourceful, usable, and different. I think that's the big thing. Man, guys, I'm definitely in that situation where there's so many projects that I want to do and there's just not enough time. I'm running into this so hard right now. Michaela or Michi, hi girl, if you're watching. She mentioned this in one of the lives that I saw her in, where she's like, we need to put that on a t-shirt. So many projects, not enough time. So true. Oh my gosh. And that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here on a Wednesday Wip Knockout, is to work on some of those projects. That's the point of this live. This live has a point. Yes, you can ask me questions. Yes, we can engage. We can have a conversation. And that is really, really cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I'm kind of high energy right now. I apologize. But that's the big reason why we're here, is for a reason. These the Wednesday Wip Knockouts are a great opportunity for you to tunnel vision into chiseling away at some projects that otherwise you may not be touching. It gives you that excuse. I'm giving you that permission. I'm giving you that window to grab that project you haven't touched in a really long time and finally finish it. Little by little, not right away, but eventually finish it. 7 minutes left in block number 1. All right. So I do come prepared with some talking points, some things that I want to chat with you about, because obviously, that's 3 20-minute windows. That's 60 minutes of us just crocheting. And I want an opportunity to like share things with you and talk with you and update you on things, and not just 60 minutes of quiet. That'd be really hard for me. That would be really, really hard for me. All right, I'm going to dig in here in the chat. Those of you who are my loyal supporters on YouTube, this is also a way for me to be able to love on you, because you can use all of those exclusive emojis here in the live. If you do have a question, I'm going to be talking a lot, and I don't look at the chat a lot. I will look at it more in this live because I want to be engaging. But if you do have a question that you really want me to answer, please start that question with like 3 question marks before you type your question out. It'll help my eye like spot it. Also, I am open to super chats and super stickers. They help my channel significantly. I appreciate them immensely. So thank you, anyone and everyone who does a super chat or super sticker. It means a lot. And it also grabs my attention, so that way I can see your question. All right. Hello. Michelle says, I'm sending sunshine from Southern California. Oh, thank you. We're on day 2 of it being rainy and gray here in Texas, which is great. We've had a lot of really hot, sunny weather. And so we're definitely welcoming the rain, gotta love on the earth. It's doing wonders for the plants and the foliage. But I'm from Oregon. I'm from the Northwest. So whenever we get this weather, I instantly kind of sink into my sad seasonal affected disorder, that seasonal depression thing, because I'm from there. Years and years of knowing what it's like to have a gray sky. I just feel tired and drained. And so other people are like, yay, it's raining. I'm like, it's raining. Oh, Heather, I'm so glad that you're here too. Glad I was able to catch you live on time. That's a first. Oh, I'm glad that you made it too. All right. I did notice that. So I was trying to be nice, and over in my behind the scenes channel, I was editing the beginning parts of these videos. So that way, if anyone wanted to watch the replay, which by the way, if you're new, didn't know I did these and you want to check out some other ones, there are some starting ones over on my behind the scenes channel, but I think I'm going to bring them over here now that I have a footing. I feel confident and I feel really good about these lives. 4 minutes and block number 1. But somebody mentioned, they're like, yeah, when you edit them though, I don't have the ability to see the chat and what you were referring to. So I'm like, that's a good point. So now I don't want to edit these. So all these lives that we're doing are going to stay in the live section of my channel. So if you ever want to see any of my Wednesday Wip Knockouts and come back to it, maybe you really like the structure of the clock that's going on in the background and how I am like, okay, guys, next thing, very on top of it, then you'll find all of these on my channel underneath the lives. All right, working on sewing a t-shirt pillow for your dad. Oh, that is awesome. I love that, Heather. Jan says, it is lovely to catch. Oh, I'm so glad you've been away, but you're much better getting back into things. I'm so glad that things are turning around for you. You've missed the lives, but been watching. That's another thing. I really appreciate the replays significantly. Oh, I love it, Jan. You're amazing. All right. More people that can relate to me and having an overwhelming number of whips. Yeah, I did that thing that we all do, guys. Like I am no better. I started a new project. Here I am with like 20 whips, and I'm not even joking. That's why I'm doing this. And I started a new project. I know it. So bad. Connie, I'm reading your comment. Says a tailor dress. Oh, yay, cool. You're making the tailor dress for your niece. I love that. A sunflower blanket for yourself. Perfect time of year for that. And a blanket for your daughter and son-in-law. Blankets. Awesome. Gotta love a good blanket, man. Those projects are really nice. Michelle says, I have an app that will give you color palettes with certain yarn. Oh, nice. I think I've heard of this app. If you could, please share what this app is called. I'm sure people will benefit from that in the chat. That's one of the biggest things that I hear from people is that they feel so unconfident in starting a project on their own because they're worried about colors. They're so concerned about the colors not being right. And that little bit of help will really give people confidence to go and take a blanket project that might be made in one color and be like, nope, I like that pattern, but I'm going to change the colors. And I like these colors and how they look together. And the fact that they have yarn, that there's a yarn option is huge. Okay, we got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Wrap it up, guys. Project number 1. Wrap it up. Hi, Sunita. I'm glad you made it over here. You're currently feeding your son? Oh, that's cute. Okay, got a question from Kelly. So we're literally, okay. Section number 1 is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5 minutes on the timer. We got a 5-minute transition period. What makes this so helpful is if you are in the middle of a row, kind of like myself, I literally have like that much left to go. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just finish the row. This also gives us an opportunity if you're adding yarn to the project, tying off the project, whatever you got to do. And then also nice and neatly putting away the project. So that way we're not like throwing it down, picking up next project, get going, and then frantic. We don't want frantic. This is a really chill, relaxed whip knockout. So now I finished that row, and go ahead and I'm going to fold this and put it in the project bag. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen these yet, these are the Delicue Snaps bags. This is one of the bags. When I first saw this on their website, I was like, it's just a mesh bag. You can see the project in it. Like, it doesn't really do anything for me. And then I got one and realized that it might be one of my favorite bags. And let me show you real quick why. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds in transition period. So I, like many other people, when I'm working with yarn in a bag and I'm pulling and, pulling my slack, sometimes the ball will just kind of fly out depending on the tension of how I rolled the ball or kicked the ball up. But if you can take the yarn and put it between the snaps and then snap those closed, all of a sudden you have like a yarn feeder where it's holding the yarn back while you're working on it. And it's just there's been multiple times where that was so incredibly helpful. And so I went from on the back to, oh my gosh. So just a little tip. If you have seen these before and you're curious, I think they're awesome. I used to have a link. I think I might still have a link in my social media. And I may have posted something in my community. I think I did. I may have posted something in my community tab. If you go to my channel in community, I'm trying to post more updates, behind the scene things for people. And I think I added a link to this bag where you can look into it. They have other colors too. And now they're doing some prints too. So it's fun. It's neat. Check it out if you're looking for a bag. Got 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Okay, let me dive into your question. There we go. My mouse is like defective, so every now and then the light on the bottom just won't be on, so I like have to smack it. So funny. All right, so where's my question? I know I saw it. Everything moved. Everything moved. Welcome, everybody. Want to say hi. Oh, there you are, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I hope you enjoy this knockout. Again, there's so much value you can get from this, and I hope that the timing, having the timed sections really helps you out. So got 1 more minute before section number 2. So make sure you are prepared with your second project for that to go. So Kelly says, hello, have you tried the new Karen anniversary cakes? I have not yet. I've seen them. And now that I have an upcoming blanket campaign with Camp Boggy Creek, anyone ever heard of them? I am going to be starting to support them heavily in November. So if you are somebody looking for a blanket charity, a charity to make blankets for, please get started with Camp Boggy Creek. They're looking for blankets that are either 30 to 40 inches wide by 40 to 50 inches long, 100% acrylic yarn, any pattern. And Juan the Yarn Addict is the probably most well-known YouTuber that is strongly supporting them. And he also has an address that you can send your donations to. Okay, transition's over, guys. Block of time, section number 2, tunnel visioning on second project number 2, starting right now. But they have a goal of 2,025 blankets donated by February of 2025. And I want to try to help them out because right now they have about 360 blankets. So they have a long ways to go. And right now I'm doing soap sack campaign. So September is all about soap sacks. And that's what I'm working on right now for section number 2 is I'm making a soap sack. Then in October, I am helping Warm Up America. They're doing a beanie, scarf, mitten campaign that they are needing a lot of support with. So I'm going to be helping them in October. And so November, December, January, it's Camp Boggy Creek, and their blankets. So I'm going to start dropping information, like sprinkling seeds for the month of September and October, just more sprinkling. Seeds, and then blankets. Like if you want to make a blanket, if you are in the mood to make a blanket, like Camp Boggy Creek needs them, guys. We have a big goal to try to hit. So you're talking about anniversary cakes, and I'm over here thinking, I already have 20 freaking whips. That I'm trying really hard to chisel away at, But man, those anniversary cakes, it's like you just need one basically to make a blanket and you're good, right? So I might have to get, and I'm going to write that down too. Karen anniversary cake. And I'm going to put a little dash Camp Boggy Creek blanket. Because they're cute. They got good colors. I've heard good things. But personally, I've never had a real reason to get one. I like to have more control of my projects, the colors, how they hit, like color controlling. And so I don't often use that type of yarn, but with a situation like this, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? All right. That was a lot. A short notice, huh, Kim? Oh, I'm glad it all worked out. The Faithful Duo. Hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Finally, I'm so glad that a lot of these people finally made it to lives, that they're like, I finally made it. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here too. You really enjoy learning. And I really enjoy and learned so much with your videos. Oh, I'm so glad that they were helpful. I crochet almost year round. Before Christmas, I donate to different charities around the area. That is amazing, honestly. So that is one of the things I'm going to be talking about. There is, they just launched tickets for the Crochet Blanket Summit that's happening September 19th through the 22nd, and they're free. The tickets are free. Just go to the link and get your ticket. And the reason why you go to grab your ticket is because then you're connected with the itinerary, oh, here's the schedule, who's speaking what. There's 25 plus teachers, crochet content creators that are going to be speaking on different topics. And most of them, you're probably going to recognize their faces. It's really, really cool. I'm geeking out about some of the speakers that are going to be there. I will be a speaker. I'm going to be speaking at this Crochet Summit. I'm going to be speaking on the topic of crocheting blankets for charity. Why do it? things to take into consideration, details to be aware of, and suggestions, ideas, inspirations. So that is a a big part of what I'm going to be doing in that particular event. I'm very excited to talk about it because obviously, when it comes to charities and nonprofit organizations, they rely 100% on you and me. They can't do anything but hope and pray that they can get donations of handmade items delivered to them to help them to distribute to the people that need it. And so we are like in high demand. Think of it that way. You are in very high demand. They need you to crochet. Please crochet and donate your item. And I'm talking thousands of different organizations. I'm not talking about like tens. I'm talking about thousands. And this is global too. So you can live anywhere in the world and have a charity to donate to. And projects galore. I mean, we're talking about the range is insane, from blankets, which in itself has its own range, baby blankets, adult blankets, lap gowns, and then the categories, like I've had different campaigns where it's like veterans blankets. So generally with like a veteran campaign, they try to color, like select certain colors, like please make your project in X, Y, and Z. Or like Camp Boggy Creek, it's for kids ages 6 to 17. I mean, that's a pretty big range. So you have some kids that are going to want really bright and colorful and happy and playful. And you're going to want some like teenage boys who are like, I don't want that. So you're talking like maybe camouflage or blues or greens or blacks and whites. And I knew another person who's like, I have a teenager and they only want like black, white, and gray. Like, well, there you go, So like lots of different color palettes there. And then you have some charities that want shawls. They want prayer shawls, or they are doing shawls for an elderly community just to keep them warm and make them like, it's like a hug shawl kind of thing with lots of love behind it. You got different campaigns or charities that looking for beanies, scarves, mittens. Oh goodness. What are some different ones that I've seen out there? Like some will want stuffed animals for like children, some stuffies. That's off the top of my head. Then Warm Up America will also take sections that are 7 inches wide by 9 inches long, or the reverse, 9 inches wide, 7 inches long. Just turn it. And if you just do a section, then they take those sections and they can do many things with it, whether it's like join a bunch to make blankets or join a bunch to make a scarf. They get really creative with it. So, but again, these thousands of different charities are trying to help hundreds of thousands. Oh, soap sacks. Stacy, I'm sorry. Like here I am, like talking about charity things. And I'm like going off and I'm like totally forget about soap sacks. And I'm doing a campaign this month. September, I'm hosting a soap sack campaign. It's happening right now. So if you're looking for something to do, make some soap sacks, use 100% cotton yarn, use whatever pattern you want, go crazy. I have more information located on my channel in the community, or I typed everything out so you could just like easily see the information. But yeah, sorry, I went off on a tangent right there. Oh, sorry, that's where it came from. So I am actually going to be posting today. I'm going to be making a social media post, and I'm going to be posting in my community about the Crochet Blanket Summit that's happening in about 2-3 weeks. And it's free. So if you can make it, that's awesome. All these content creators that are speaking, lots of value, get inspired like crazy, learn something new. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see you there. And I'll have links and everything so you can find everything super easy. So that's where that came from. All right. We have 10 minutes in block number 2. Let me dive more into. Oh my gosh. See, my Volare pillow is right here. It's literally right here. The reason why I haven't grabbed for it is because I've been talking this whole time. Ugh. I'm like barely crocheting. So that's the reason why I didn't like fully grab for it, because I got distracted and I haven't really been crocheting. I need to chisel away at my projects. All right, so here's my Volare pillow. It's right here. I like to clasp it. It just makes it so much better. There we go. Because then it doesn't move. It always bothers me when pillows, like, I don't want to waste my time just constantly propping and getting comfortable. I want it to just be. I want it to just be there. And it already feels better. Thank you so much for the reminder. It feels so much better when I use it. Wow, another first live. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Okay, we got 9 minutes and 20 seconds of section number 2. Sunita, you have question marks. Are you going to create a pattern for Boggy Creek? I am considering it. I'm definitely thinking about it. I need to make sure that I can get through. I have time, because I'm not officially going to be jumping on the Camp Boggy Creek campaign exclusively until November. So I do have some time to create a blanket pattern for them. And so I am considering it. Yes. I don't want to overcommit though, just in case something comes up, but that is the plan. But right now it's like whatever pattern that you get inspired, you want to make, you can do that. Oh, Marlene, thank you so much. She says, I love your videos. And A Godly Man 2002 says, hey, Tiffany, when are you going to do a yarn giveaway? Soon. I am doing one this month, but I'm not going to give too much away. But I am going to do a yarn giveaway this month on my channel. So just keep checking in for when that launches. When it launches, I'll make sure I give you plenty of time to see the post. It won't be like a 4-day, like I announce it and then 3 days later I announce the winner. I'm going to give you 2 weeks and for people to see the post. And I'm going to give a couple heads ups, details like, hey, got something going on. Hey, got something going on. Because that's something that I find often people are like, I didn't even know you had something going on. And I want to make sure I do my best to get everybody in on, just on the know. Dragon TY says, my local hospital takes hat donations for babies. That's awesome. Rhonda says, if you live closer to Florida for Boggy Creek blankets for shipping, Nancy with She's Got Yarn Too is collecting them. Yes, Nancy was the other person. One the Yard Addict he does live in Delaware. Yep. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate your help with that. Sunita says, I'm using more subdued colors for your Boggy Creek blanket. Oh, I like that, because everyone has been donating bright colors and some people love them and some people don't. So having some diversity is fantastic. Carolyn, my group makes blankets for the grads in their school colors. That is awesome. I love that. I wish I could buy the ticket or ship my creations. I save money, and when I see a great sale, I take advantage. So what's great about the Crochet Blanket Summit is it's free. You get a ticket just so that way you have access to videos in the future. It's kind of just like it's a way to just get access, but it's free. So you don't have to buy anything. I mean, there is a package that you can buy, but access to the summit is completely free. Sunita says, Tiffany, if you do create a blanket pattern, definitely make it. You've just been making corner to corners because they're super quick to make. Love it. Cool. Okay, I'm caught up on the chat. Now I'll dig more into my project. Got a little under 5 minutes left in section number 2. Now, remember, we are going to do a stretch between section 2 and section 3. Something that we crocheters should be doing is every 40 minutes, taking a break and stretching our body. After sitting for 40 minutes in the same position, our body starts to need a break. It's just being in one position for too long is not good for us. So it's always a good idea to just stand up and stretch a little bit. So that's what we're going to do between our second and third session here. So we got 4 minutes left of the second session. There you go. Welcome everybody that's here. I'm so glad that you made it. Please tell me what projects you are working on today. What projects you may have brought with you to this Wednesday Wip Knockout. This is something I am doing every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are enjoying it, I hope that you can mark it on your calendar, and I'll see you every Wednesday, because together we gotta knock some of these projects out. And there will be replays. So if you want to rewatch this any other time that you might want to work on your projects, you're more than welcome to come back. I have the structure of the timer you can utilize. You can mute me if you want to and use it to your advantage. Again, just 20 minutes does so much. And who here has a Volare pillow? If you have a Volare pillow, say me. I want to see who here has a Volare pillow. Got to represent. So nice. I love my Volare pillow. Thank you so much for reminding me to use it. I promise the only reason why I wasn't using it was because I was talking. 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes. Soap sacks. Nice. I see a question. I see a couple questions. A godly man says you are working on a blanket for yourself. Good for you. So often, or so few of us actually make things for ourselves. What is a soap sack? Oh, Lorraine, I'm so glad that you asked. So a soap sack is a little sack that you can put a bar of soap inside of, or maybe you have like little bits of bars of soap kind of remaining, and you just put the soap inside a crocheted little bag or pouch. And when you want to use a yarn that can get wet, that you can put in the shower, so usually a 100% cotton yarn or a cotton blend yarn. You do not want to use acrylic, 100% acrylic, because even though you can wash acrylic yarn, after a while being in the shower, the material breaks down and it is not very comfortable on your skin to use as like a soap pouch. There's been many complaints of the 100% acrylic pouches. So just to be safe and to be resourceful and good use of our materials and our time, use a 100% cotton or a cotton blend. So you put the little soap or the bar of soap in the pouch. Usually the pouch has a little drawstring or a little loop, so that way you can put the soap or hang the soap on a handle or on the shower so it's staying off the floor, keeping it hygienic. And these soap pouches then get donated. You can either use it for yourself, you can gift it to somebody. There's some really cute patterns out there, or you can donate it to charity. You got session number 2 is done. Go ahead and find a stopping spot for your project. After you find a stopping spot, go ahead and just stand up. Okay, we're going to give ourselves, I'm going to give us 2 minutes to wrap up and then just stand up. 2 minutes. And then I'll start our stretches. Yeah, those are the requirements. Make sure it's 100% cotton. It's usually a 4 inches wide by 6 inches long pouch, round. A full bar of soap can fit inside, and that has a drawstring or a loop to hang it. They go to any homeless shelters. They go to anyone, food banks. And the one that surprised me the most was college students. College students usually don't get assistance with hygiene products. They'll get food, and food banks will get food, and homeless shelters will give food, but rarely, if ever, do these locations receive hygiene products. And so these soap sacks are usually in high demand, and they're constantly gone. They're constantly in need. So, and they're small, little quick projects. So they're fantastic. Great quick win projects that make you feel really good. Like, yay, I finished something, get that endorphin, dopamine boost in your brain that makes you feel really good. Like, yay, I finished something. So for session 2, I was doing the soap sacks. For session 3, I'm going to do granny squares. Oh, A Godly Man 2002, 2002. You want of Larry Pello. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be lots of opportunities. Sunita, you are finishing your 5th Boggy Creek blanket. Bravo. That is amazing. A gingerbread mosaic. That sounds cool. And Tony's bag from the Crochet Academy. Cool. So you are the second person I've heard of that's doing the Crochet Academy. That's awesome. All right. Our 2 minutes are up. So everyone, please stand. Now, when it comes to these stretches, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. And so do not follow any of the stretches if they don't feel right, they don't feel good, or you just know with your body that it's probably something that, it's not something you want to do, feels good, or you should do, right? Feel free to substitute any stretches for something that you would benefit from and you know that your body can do. When it comes to stretches, I want to taller. Move you just even more. When it comes to crochet stretches, I like to start from the top of my head and then work my way down. The areas that I focus on are our necks, our shoulders, our upper back or chest area, usually our forearms, our wrists, our fingers, and our lower back. I don't always hit all of these points. I sometimes focus on 5 spots, 5 stretches that we can do. And they don't have to be hard. They do not have to be strenuous. They don't have to be something that takes forever. It's just a matter of, we've been sitting in the same position for 40 minutes. Let's take our body and move it in the opposite direction. So that way we have some flow going, our body, the circulation, everything. We just have positive things going for our body. So let's start with our necks. And I'm actually going to put my hair back because every time I do this and my hair is down, my hair just all goes in my face. So we're going to start with some neck rolls. So super, super easy. Okay. So go ahead and tilt your head to the right. Easy. Don't like yank. Don't force anything. Now we're going to roll our head to the left. Just slowly roll. Oh my gosh, I always feel this. Always feel that. Oh. Right? Now we're going to roll forward from the left to the right. Oh my gosh. Great. Now let's go back. Going to roll our head back from the right to the left. And back. Great. Now forward. And back. And back. And back again. I'm all like, what? All right. Whew, that felt great. Whenever I do the forward ones, I feel it so much in the back of my neck. It's like, wow. So it feels really, really good. See, all good things. Next, I'm going to focus on my shoulders. It's always different. Every week I try to do a different stretch or a different something to shake it up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms out wide. I'm going to do like a round thing, like in front of us. So crossing and then come up. But now I'm going to take my elbows and I'm going to bend my elbows back. So like my shoulder blades are touching in the back. Like that. What this does is it opens up the chest and really helps with our shoulders. So again, we're going to do this 4 more times. So windmill like forward and bend our elbows. So there's 2 and 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Oh, so good. What's great about this stretch is, again, when we crochet, we're usually coming forward, or just like not always so exaggerated, but definitely like forward. So being able to open up your chest is such a big deal. Okay, next stretch, we're going to focus on our forearms here. So I'm going to have the palm of my hand facing my face. Take my other hand, my thumb behind my wrist. My fingers are going to flatten out the top of my hand. My elbow is still bent here. Then I'm going to straighten out my elbow slowly, and that is going to stretch everything right there. I feel just real good. Just hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like the longer that I hold the stretch, the more I start to feel it. It's like starts to intensify. Let's do the other hand. So other hand, palm is facing you. Got my thumb behind the wrist, my fingers flattening that palm, elbow bent, and then slowly open the elbow and count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Go ahead and shake it out. Now we're going to do the opposite. So we just did the front of our forearms. Now we're going to do the back of our forearms. So back to hand number 1. The back of your hand is going to face your face. Put your thumb on your wrist, your fingers on the top of your hand. So that way you're flattening your hand. That we got our elbow bent here. And then slowly stretched out. Oh, I felt that. I felt that. Okay, it's all right in there. Okay, counting to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other hand, back of your hand, flat, elbow bent, stretch it out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Okay, I'm not going to do wrists today. We'll save wrists for next week. Let's do fingers. I'm going to just do flashes here because we always have our hands like crumpled, just like extending our fingers. Flash. And then like really spread your fingers out. Flash. Let's do 10 of those. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Last stretch we're going to do is generally for the lower back here. The one I'm going to do today is just side bends. So take one hand and put it on your waist. Take the other hand and bend over your head. You want to feel the stretch right here. And just hold it for 10 seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. Thank you so very much for doing some crochet stretches with me. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you felt it. Hopefully you feel really good after doing those. They don't have to be crazy. They don't have to take forever. You don't have to do a lot of them. Get my camera back down. Now that I'm just sitting right here. They don't have to be crazy. You don't have to do a lot of them. And every single week I do something different. I bring in a different stretch to shake it up, to mix it up so it's not always the same boring thing. And sometimes you'll like one stretch over another, and then you can just swap it out, substitute it in. Or like I mentioned, the different parts of my body I try to give some attention to. One week I might not do my wrists like we did today, and I'll just save that for next week, kind of deal. So that's it. We just need to get up, do something simple. We've just been sitting for so long. Just get up. Doesn't have to be hard. I appreciate you so much for doing that with me. Now, guys, grab your third project number 3, and we have begun. For those of you who have just entered into this particular live, this is a structured live. Every single Wednesday, I am doing what's called a Wednesday Wip Knockout. This is your opportunity to chisel away slowly at some of those projects that you have started accumulating around your home and you haven't finished yet. Instead of starting a new beautiful project with a video that is inspiring you and you really want to do it, this is your opportunity to hang out, do a little chit chat, and have a very structured, timed live where you have 3 20-minute blocks. Block number 1, project number 1, tunnel vision. Little bit, then put it away. Block number 2, tunnel vision. Only working on project number 2. And now we're in block 3. Pulling out project number 3. And the goal is by giving just that small 20-minute window that we don't have to substitute something else out so we can work on our projects. We don't have to compromise. We don't have to sacrifice doing something else in order to work on our projects. It's just 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden that project is done. And we're like, wow, that's great. So I hope it helps you. I'm hoping it'll help me. I have so many projects right now. And I'm just really looking forward to cleaning some of these up and making room for new projects. You are so welcome, Crochet Crime 30. She said, thanks for the stretch break. Oh, I'm glad, Fran. She said, it felt good. So good. Look up and teach nerve flossing. I've never heard of that. Ooh, okay. I'm going to write that down. Nerve flossing. Feel like I missed a bunch. You guys were chatting with me while I was stretching. Gonna check in here. Welcome, welcome, everybody. So many new people chatting. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Glad that you made it. Yes. Okay. So Crochet Creme 30 says she really wants a Velar, or they really want a Velar pillow. And is there a discount code? There is. It is CWT, Crochet with Tiffany, 15. And you can use that discount code on top of sales too. You can double dip a little bit if there's a sale available. Hi, Diane. I'm so glad that you're here. Teresa says, I'm in the middle of 900 soap sack mission now. Yes, that would be amazing. Let me see. Wait. So many volunteers from the SAC community are helping. It's awesome. I love that. That is so cool. I need an easy, so Diane says, I need an easy sweater pattern. I have a front and back made out of all cotton, but need directions to make sleeves and a round neckline. Oh, I did see that a Godly Man 2002 responded with check out Ravelry for some good pattern ideas. Yeah, so, oh gosh, I definitely want to focus on something like that. I'm just not ready. So many projects I want to do in so little time. But it looks like you are so close. If you've already got the 2 panels and you just need to do the sleeves and the neckline, you're really, really close. Oh, Denise, I'm glad that was much needed. I'm so glad that you participated and stretched out with us. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to talk. I'm going to make granny squares, and I'm going to end up with some funky granny squares. Get distracted. Oh, I got to get my Volare pillow. Ugh. There we go. Okay. There we go. You are so welcome, Crochet Crump 30. They said, thanks for the promo code. Oh, Anxious Pajama Days. Oh, Emma. I don't know. Why am I reading your whole name? You say Emma in there. Hi, Emma. I'm glad that you made it. Nerve gliding. AKA. Ooh, I'm curious about that. Gonna have to do some research. Not a quick relief, but an exercise that really helps in the long run. It stops nerve trapment. Ooh, okay. Fascinating. Okay, we have 13 minutes and 50 seconds. So close to finishing my cake for my blanket. I have my fingers crossed for you. Yay! So close to finishing. So somebody asked about the Karen anniversary cake. Is there anybody else who is curious about some brand new yarn? Anybody working with any fall colors or any holiday themed yarn? I get so excited about the holidays. It's not even funny. Like there's a childlike wave that just comes over me every holiday season where I just love every holiday, and I get just so giddy and excited to decorate and to get, come on, do the stitch. To decorate, to get in the vibe. Oh, I don't want to do that stitch. That stitch was for that project. This is different. Oh, I can crochet. I can crochet. I can crochet. uh, I have not actually played with any holiday themed colored yarn, and I don't even know how long, because I've been trying so hard to stay project neutral. I haven't played with colors in so long, and now I'm like eager. I was like, kind of want to play. There's some gorgeous ones on Hobie's website. I was looking. I was checking it out. I'm already pretty late in the game, though. A lot of people have already bought their holiday yarn. They've already bought their holiday yarn, So I'm a little late, but it's okay. I can still make something. My scissors. Where are those scissors? What's the matter with these scissors? Thinking Hercules right now. That was one of my favorite Disney movies when I was little. Thought it was funny. Loved that movie. Trivia. Hi, Luann. Simply made by hand. I'm glad that you made it. Yes. We have 10 minutes and 30 seconds left of this particular section 3. And then honestly, when it comes to these lives, because they are so strongly structured, and because by this point we've been together for over an hour, I've talked a lot. So after section 3, we end the live pretty soon after that. Got about 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. See how many of these granny squares I can try to knock out. Probably one by this point. Got somebody outside putting away their garbage cans, and of course my dog doesn't like that very much. He's like, there's somebody outside. I need to alert everybody. Oh, simply made by hand. So what I am working on right now is small granny squares that I plan on assembling to make something really, really cool. And something I'm thinking about making is a duffel bag. I saw this somewhere. I just saw a duffel bag and I was like, that is really neat. But I wanted to do it slightly different, and I wanted to change the colors, and I want to get into my crazy crafty brain and do certain like pocket features and overcomplicate it like I always do with everything. Like just go crazy with the designing of it. But I want to make a granny square duffel bag. I think it would be really, really cool. And so I am working on individual granny squares for that right now. It's going to need a lot, which, I mean, to be honest, any granny square project needs a lot. But that is just one. That's a project I'm working on this section of time, are these squares. Then I also brought, during the second block of time today, I was working on soap sacks, or a soap sack. And the first block of time, I was working on a personal crochet top that I'm tinkering with. And that's a cool thing too. Every week I try to bring different projects with me to work on, because I have enough of them. It's ridiculous. But it gives me something new to talk about. Like, hey, this week I'm working on this, guys. This week I'm working on that. The slow chisel. So Emma, you said that you finished your niece's sweater. Yay! Oh, that's got to feel so good. I bet that you're ecstatic about that. I'm sure that felt really, really good. I love that so many of you finally caught my live. I haven't done lives in a while, and this idea for a Wednesday Wip Knockout where we can just work on some whips together to slowly try to work them down, finish them up. So we're not adding a new project to our plate. I'm helping you to clean up your plate. And you can watch these replays whenever you want throughout the week. You can rewatch them. I have the structure of a timer. You can mute me if you're like, I've heard you talk about this a billion times. I don't want to hear you talking anymore. You can just like basically mute me and just like watch for my hand signals and the transitions and know, okay, we're moving on to the next project now. I'm just hoping the structure helps a lot. And I'm hoping that by doing these Wednesday Wip Knockouts that we can wrap up some projects and make room for new projects to do together. There's so many cool, awesome, fun, neat, beautiful projects to do. And I know how overwhelming it can be when there's so much you want to do in so little time. And it doesn't help when all of a sudden you have all these older projects that are just building up. So I'm helping you and you're helping me. To be honest, you're helping me too to clean up some of these older projects. And so hopefully I can see you all every Wednesday. If you can make it, that would be fantastic. Just hang out together every Wednesday to knock out some projects. And for anyone that has any questions, I'm here. You help me to have something to talk about during these 20-minute sections by asking your questions. And it always helps my channel and helps my attention too, especially if it's important. If you want to do a super chat or super sticker, everything just gets put right back into the channel and helps me with materials and making things happen. Cool. See, it's adorable. This is one of those granny squares. One of the materials I bought based off of a picture I saw on Pinterest where they're like, these colors would look really pretty together. And I'm like, yes, I agree. They look really pretty together. That's all Lion Brand Pound of Love right there. I don't remember. I know this one is cinnamon. This one is cream or Aran. Not white. What are you? Oh, I did keep the labels. It's antique white. So I was wrong. That's antique white. And quartz. Okay. And then, so what I thought would be fun is usually when people do granny squares, they have the connecting color be the white or the cream color, right? I mean, we see that all the time. But I wanted to have kind of a vintage aged kind of look feel to my project. So I am going to use, I'm holding off and waiting. I'm going to use the sugar cookie color, which is, it's like a really light tan color. I'm going to join all of the granny squares with this color. I think that'll look really cool. So you'll be able to see how that plays out, how that looks. I don't think I'll be wrong. I think maybe I'll be like, oh, I think I would have liked this one better, or I might love it. You never know until you try it, right? So I think that is going to be really fun. So got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I made one granny square. Oh, this is awful. Oh my gosh, I feel pitiful. Like, okay, like progress. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right, I missed something. Diving in the chat, we got just under 2 minutes, 1 minute, 50 seconds. Oh, Sunita, yeah. Okay. Thank you, A Godly Man 2002. My Valari discount code is just CWT, Crochet with Tiffany, 15. CWT 15. And there we go. Broken mouse. Connie says, I just ordered one of each color of Lion Brand Color Theory yarn. I love the Color Theory yarn. Oh, it's so beautiful. The earth tones, they're just, I mean, Alexandra of Two of Wands, she was brilliant when she came up with her color palette. They give me a fall vibe, 100%. That's why I used that yarn, her color palette, for my fall vibes blanket that I made a couple of years ago. Oh, good. Okay, so Simply Made by Hand said I've been really enjoying watching the crochet along blanket tutorials. We're wrapping up that crochet along project in the month of September. I'm so excited. We're doing all the borders and the joints and wrapping that up. It's gonna be amazing. That blanket was so much fun, and it really pulled out a lot of creativity, and it pulled out a lot of different things, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Is that the giant crochet hook behind you? It sure is. I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. Giant crochet hook. All right. Session number 2 is done, guys. Congratulations. I am so happy that you guys joined me today, whether it was you hung out with me the entire time or you came in late or you know, we're here at all. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you liked the structure of this Wednesday Wip Knockout thing. I think it is really cool. I hope it brings a lot of value. And like I mentioned to you, I hope that it helps you with all of your projects. I know it can be overwhelming with all of the projects that we want to do. And then we end up just accumulating whips, and it ends up being just a lot. And instead of putting more on your plate by showing you more beautiful things that you could make, which I could do all day long, together, you and me, we are going to slowly just finish some projects a little bit every single week and clear some rooms for some more of those awesome, amazing things that we want to do. And again, heads up, this month of September, I am doing the soap sack campaign. So every week I'm going to be here. Hopefully you can be here with me too if you have time. If you can't, there'll be a replay that you can catch so you don't feel like you missed out on anything. I know life gets busy sometimes. Month of September, I got the soap sack campaign going on. If you could make at least just one soap sack and ship it to Stacy with the Sack Foundation, I have all the information that you need on my YouTube channel underneath the community. So like it has the addresses to send it to and all of things that you need to be aware of. So just go there for more info. And then next month, I am going to be doing something with Warm Up America, and I'll give you more information as we get closer and closer to October. Oh my gosh, can't believe we're already here in the fall. Wow. Also, check out the Crochet Blanket Summit. I'm going to be putting out social media content today. I'll post something in my YouTube community about it. It's free. It's September 19th through the 22nd. Again, it's free, and there's going to be 25 plus speakers. Some of them are going to be faces that you are well aware of, you know well. One of them is the Make and Do crew chick that I love her work so much. I have so much respect for her, and I'm looking forward to her speaking and listening to her. I am speaking at the summit. I already have my speech, my talk all locked in. I'm going to be talking about crocheting blankets for charity, why do it, how to find charities that you can connect with, information to be aware of when it comes to making a blanket for charity. And so it'd be cool if you could come just to even see my little talk about that. That would be awesome to see you there. Again, it's free. So the only thing that could cost any money is if you want to get the super pack, and that just has some resources and some stuff in there that you can get. I put a couple things in it just to bring some value from myself, but that is completely up to you if you want to get it. Everything else is free. And I'll put a link in the description section below of this video. I'll put links everywhere so you can have access. Just look out for my social media posts and for my YouTube community post. Anything else? Oh, tomorrow you might not hear too much from me. Tomorrow is my birthday. It's a decade year for me. If you've made it this far, thank you for making it this far. Tomorrow I'm turning 40. Happy birthday to me. I am a Virgo, September baby. So I am not going to be on much. I'm going to be out and about celebrating my birthday, but I'll be back on the scene Friday to be prepping and getting that video out for the Crochet Along project. That is the video that's coming out this week, is the next step in the Crochet Along blanket project. Ooh, there's just so much to talk to you about. I'm very excited. I'll save everything else for next week. I hope you can make it. I hope you have a beautiful week, guys. Thank you for being here. You are amazing. I will see you very soon. Take care, and happy crocheting. Bye, everybody. Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes. Mwah. You guys are amazing.